Hello, everybody. My name is Shawn Williams, and I'm the Associate Professor of Political Science here at Campbellsville University. And I want to thank you for checking out one of the installments of our podcast series, where we've been interviewing candidates for state, local, and regional office that are important here in Central Kentucky. I have with me one of the candidates for local office, and if you don't mind, sir, if you just introduce yourself.
I'm Eddie Rodgers, running for Taylor County Judge Executive.
So why are you running for this office?
Well, one of the main reasons that I chose to run for this office that I have been blessed. I was in the grocery business for 20 years, and when I closed the grocery store, I threw my hat in to run for County Judge Executive. And again, I'm blessed that the community has given me that opportunity to run and be their leader for 16 years.
What are some of the previous experiences that you have, and why do you feel like that they're preparing you for the position?
Well, again, I was in the grocery business for 20 years, and my past experience as judge executive, I have many times been out to help someone. That's my main concern, is that I want to be the person that tries to help each and every one in our community.
What do you feel are some of the top priorities that are facing Taylor County that you feel that the county needs to be addressing?
Well, I think the drug opioid and drugs is a major factor in our community right now. The sad part about it is it's in everybody's family or close to somebody, and close to everyone's family some way, somehow, and we're affected greatly. Roads is a priority, as we've talked many times, you know, of some of the cuts that have been made in Frankfort has taken revenue away from us. So we've had to recoup our budget in a way that we can keep our roads safe for people that are traveling, for people that are moving into our community, for industry. Roads is very important for growth in Taylor County.
You had mentioned the opioid epidemic in your list of priorities. Certainly that's a crisis, that's a nationwide crisis, but one that we are feeling here locally in central rural Kentucky. Do you feel that our county can do more to address the problem? What do you think we can do? Or do you feel that really this is something that the state needs to be taking on?
Well, I think it takes all of us. It takes all of us working together. And the narco that the police are trained to give shots and stuff for those that are overdosing, that's a major factor that has helped in many ways to let the young people know that, you know, hey, we've got a problem, but we're going to try to save your life. But it's up to you to come back and do what's right. And we talk about the young people, and it's not only young people that's got the drug problem, it's our older people too. And relating back to that, some of our medical fields, you know, some of the doctors at one time, they helped someone that had nerve problems or back problems or something. And that's how some of these people have got hooked on some of these opioids. But now that the prescriptions are monitored very close, so the doctors are reluctant to help prescribe some of this stuff. And in turn, these people have turned to other drugs to get relief. So we as a community, we've got to start at home. We've got to start all of us working together to make this epidemic go away. Do I have a permanent solution? No. The only thing I can say is it takes all of us working together to try to help our loved ones and our friends.
Opioids are a problem, not only because of the health effects, but also because of the impact that it tends to have on the workforce. And so certainly anytime we have an election for local office, or regional office, we're worried about economic development, business development. What sort of strategies do you feel Taylor County needs to be pursuing to attract new businesses into the area, or maybe to help develop some homegrown businesses that can come from within our county?
Well, and again, and I say many times, the entrepreneur is the growing business. And we can prove that by our downtown here in Campbellsville and Taylor County. It's the entrepreneur that's bringing the jobs. You know, we want industry. We pray for industry every day, that we can have more jobs, better pay for our constituents here in Taylor County. But again, with the drug problem, it goes back to their insurance, that they can't gamble on putting somebody on an assembly line that possibly is on drugs. So they have to go through the system of drug testing and everything like that. And so is there a way to override that? You know, some companies are not doing drug testing. To me, I think it's a good thing, but in turn, you've got some people that are trying to get off of drugs, that they are, they're handcuffed. They can't find a job. So what happens? They go back to their old habits. And is that something that our companies and our industry needs to look at? How do we educate? Where do we start educating? Educating at home is number one in my book, that we have to start educating our young people at home. Hey, this is wrong, and please don't try it, because some of these drugs that you try for one time, you're hooked for life.
Another issue that I hear a lot of people mentioning when I talk to county residents or city residents, we are blessed to have some excellent school districts. Taylor County is one of the best in the state. Campbellsville, especially the middle school and elementary schools, are highly rated. Campbellsville University is regionally and increasingly internationally acclaimed. Are there things that we can be doing as a county, maybe policies that the county government could pursue, that would work to keep some of this local talent we're creating from our schools to stay here and open businesses, rather than have them leave the county and take their education somewhere else?
Well, I think what you talked about, the university, we talked about the county, we talked about the city. All of us have joined hands with the Career Center. The Career Center at the old Taylor County Elementary School. This is something that the city and the county and the university, we all joined hands and gave money to help redo the Career Center and vocational part of it. The vocational part is not going to only help our school system, it's going to help adults that are already out of school. They're going to be able to go back and get educated on whether it's electric, whether it's plumbing, whether I don't know what all the criteria as far as that they're going to be teaching, but they're going to be teaching things that the entrepreneur can pursue and make that his livelihood.
A dominant theme that's been coming out of the state government has been a desire for both the governor and the state legislature to find ways of cutting the budget for any number of reasons, including tax cuts or tax reforms. Are these budget cuts, do you feel, are they making it harder for the county to do their job? Or do you feel that we've largely been spared from any of the side effects? Most
definitely it has hurt. I'm going to use the gas tax for an example. The gas tax has taken a lot of the revenue, not from all 120 counties. That is one tax that has put a hurt on all counties because of the road program, for instance, the blacktop. We can go, and I can say I'm very proud of our community because of what we have done as our physical court has worked together with our county employees of making our roads a priority. And I think our county roads are as good or if not better than any county out of the 120 counties in our state.
Do you feel that we're going to be reaching a point soon, maybe in the next year or two, where Taylor County will need additional revenue sources, maybe new taxes, increased fees?
As far as Taylor County, I think we're in fine shape. We're meeting our budget. Even though with all the cuts, we as a physical court, we have adjusted to the court, as far as the court goes, of adjusting our budget to live within our budget. I do not see any increase in the future. Who knows what the future brings, that a disaster may come, that something like that, where that we have to look at a different revenue source. But as of right now, I do not see any revenue increase, because we've got a budget of about $11,500,000, and we're living within that budget. We're doing well. We're prospering, and we go back to talking about industry. Industry now, we've given industry land, we've given them tax incentives that's come out of our general budget. So these are the things that we're working hard to entice industry and to come to our community. And but as far as the tax, no.
There are also, from time to time, questions come up about the county's relationship with some of the other local entities in the area. Our relationship, for example, to the libraries or to the local animal shelters, to the hospitals that we have in our community. Do you feel that the county can do more, or are we doing enough to support these local entities, or are they largely self-functioning? Well,
a lot of our entities we give money to. Which the hospital, we talk about the hospital. The hospital is a taxing district. Our animal shelter, we put about $300,000 into our animal shelter to take care of the animals, which includes wages and utilities and stuff of that nature. But that's a pretty good hunk of money that we put just into the animal shelter. We do donate to different entities to try to help whenever we can as a county too.
When you're out talking to the constituents in Taylor County, is there an issue or a particular focus of county government that you feel like county residents need to know more about, that maybe they aren't quite as well informed as they need to?
Well, again, we meet the second Tuesday of each month. We encourage the citizens to come to our physical court meetings. We encourage them to have an input of things that they feel that is not being properly run or properly, as whatever you want to say, as far as giving back to the community and stuff. But I think overall our community is very blessed of trying to help. And that's one of the things that I encourage, that we all work together to make our community the best.
As a final question, we're starting to run a little bit low on time, but most of the viewers who'll be watching this podcast will be voters of Taylor County, voters in the city of Campbellsville, and they'll be finding these in the days, maybe the week or two right before the election. When comparing yourself, not just to your opponents in your race, but to other candidates who are running for public office, is there one characteristic, one thing about you that you feel most demonstrates that you're the person they should vote for?
Well, I'm devoted to the job. I work hard at the job. My door is always open, and I encourage anyone to come and discuss any issue. I'll do my best to help. Some things I can, some things I can't. But as long as we're working, all of us working together, and I think my my ability to serve and to run this community is it proves.
Mr. Rodgers, thank you very much for your time, and Thank you for all of those who are watching, whether it's at home or maybe you're listening in your car or you're watching on your cell phone. If you haven't found it already, this is one of a series of podcasts that we're doing with local candidates for the city, county, and regional offices. So I'd encourage you to check those out. I'd also encourage you to go and vote on November 6th so that your voice can be heard in local elections. Thank you very much for tuning in, and God bless.